Yo, what's good, guys? I've got an RU match here against KwandaoRen66, whatever you know him as. Yeah, he had a stream last night. He wanted RU. I said I'd play, and I'm using my boy 6 Foot Hacks' team, Leo. You guys, if you don't know him, link in the description, all the good stuff. I guess I'll also leave you guys a link to a battle he had with this team because it's really, really strong. And let me tell you right now, Specs Slowking and Specs Tangrowth are major monsters because no one ever expects them for one, and two, you guys are just going to see from this battle the amount of work they put in, both of them. So, I'm going to choose to lead out with my Entei here because I was looking at team preview. I was like, hey, nothing really appreciates a Flare Blitz or a Stone Edge from this thing. And Elo is also running the event Entei as well, so I figured I will risk the speed tie here. And I am just going to go straight for the Stone Edge first turn because, again, nothing on his team really will appreciate taking anything. Even this Quillfish is not going to take that Stone Edge too well because, again, I am choice banded, and you got to consider that this is an unstabbed hit to the thing as well. So I get a nice little chunk of damage off on that Quillfish, as obviously I'm not going to want to stay in because I'm intimidated, I'm choice locked, all that good stuff. And I'm going to go out into my Specs Slowking, and this is where the fun really starts. He's going to get up a layer of spikes here, as I am going to go for the Spec Size Shock because nothing on his team really will appreciate it. And I am going to be able to one-shot this Sceptile from full, which is crazy if you really think about it, but at the same time, I mean, Sceptile does not have the best, defenses in the world. I mean, it's got paper-thin defense and paper-thin HP, so I guess it's not that insane, but still, that's just like, oh my god, the damage output done by these things, it's incredible. So he's going to switch out into his Bouffalon here. I don't want to take a Mega Horn. I'm going to go into my Quillfish to get the Intimidate off on this thing, as Elo's going to make a really good play this turn. He's going to go for the SD, predicting my switch out. And I'm kind of in a situation here because the Bouffalon at +1, it's kind of a problem. This team is really slow. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. I mean, the only things I have to outspeed this Bouffalon is my Sandslash here, Entei, Quillfish, and Tangrowth. But I can't use Tangrowth because, again, if this thing has Sap Sipper as its ability, it'll just eat up my Leaf Storms for days, so I don't want to go into that thing. I don't want to take an EQ, so I figured Sandslash was kind of the only thing I had to switch into this thing, so I am going to go for the Toxic here because I didn't see Life Orb. I'm assuming this thing has lefties, and I just want to start withering this thing down, honestly, because it's actually a bit of a problem at this rate, so he's going to go for the +1 head charge. I'm taking that for days, son. What do you know about it? Sandslash just sitting in here knowing what it can do, and all that good stuff, just taking hits for days. So I thought about this move for a little while here, whether to go for the EQ, the Rapid Spin, or the Stealth Rocks. Because he only has one layer of spikes up, I'm not too worried, so I figured Rapid Spin wasn't that important. Earthquake, yeah, you can get damage off, but I figured in the long run, Stealth Rocks would be the better play, just in case, he wants to switch in and out a lot. He's got that Entei as well as that Cryogonal, and as you're going to see later, those Stealth Rocks that was just definitely my better play to go for in the end. So I am going to go out into my Quillfish here after he takes out my Sandslash with a combination of a Head Charge and an Earthquake, and I will be able to get the Intimidate off, and I know he's going to go for the SD, predicting my switch out, which is why I'm going to go for the Taunt here to stop this thing. And now I've got Bouffalon back at neutral attack, which I guess is really good for me, just in the sense that, it's going to be easier for some of my things to start taking hits on this team, but it's still bad in the sense that I don't really have much that will appreciate taking a move from this thing, just because even though Bouffalon is slow, I mean, its coverage is good enough to hit everything on this team really hard, and I think everything gets hit for super effective, if not neutral damage. So I'm going to go out into my Tangrowth in case he did want to go for the Earthquake. This is really the only thing I have that wants to sponge one of those at this rate, but he goes out into his Gallade. I don't know why, and here I figured me not going for the grass move was obvious enough, which is why I'm gonna do it, predicting him not to bring in the Bouffalon to get the Sap Sipper. So I am gonna go for the Specs Leaf Storm here, and I almost one-shot this Entei from full, which is crazy if you really think about it, because Entei's got this nice natural bulk, and oh my god, I was so surprised by that damage output. It was just, oh my god, Specs Tangrowth, just wow. So, I obviously don't want to take a Flare Blitz because Entei is faster than me, so I'm going to switch out into my Quillfish, get the Intimidate off, knowing that I can spudge a Flare Blitz here, and he is just going to die off to the combination of Flare Blitz recoil as well as Life Orb. So, yeah, I guess that is threat averted in one way. So, I believe now he goes back out into his Bouffalon, and I figured I'm thinking that he thinks that I'm going to go for the taunt, predicting his Swords Dance because me switching was obvious enough. So that's why I am going to switch out here, predicting him to go right for the Earthquake, predicting all that. I hope that made sense to you guys. But I'm going to go out in my Tangrowth because at this rate it was really the only thing I had that wanted to take an EQ. And even though I'm not invested, that was a crit damage to a Tangrowth. So Tangrowth is just monstrous here. Like, look, it's sponging hits from this Bouffalon. It's killing Entei left and right. Tangrowth knows its job, man. So here, I figured he was going to go for the Mega Horn, which is why I'm going to double out into my Entei, because I know I can take that, because I resist and all that good stuff. And that's exactly what he is going to do here. And I'm going to predict this man yet again to go for, or well, to switch out into his Quillfish, predicting me to go for the Flare Blitz or some kind of physical move, which is why I'm going to triple switch here into my Slowking, knowing that if he does bring in the Quillfish, I will be able to finish him off with a Specs Shock. There we go, that's what I'm trying to say here, which is exactly what he ends up doing. So yeah, pretty much at this point, something on his team has to die, because nothing on his team appreciates this, because the pokes he has left, all of their defenses are very brittle. I mean, he has Gallade, which has no defenses whatsoever. He has Cryogonal, which has no defenses whatsoever. Bouffalon just won't appreciate switching in on one. And this Quillfish here, well, is just about to get annihilated. So he's going to go for a second layer of spikes, as I am just going to go straight for the Specs Shot, get a crit, absolutely useless, to be totally honest. As now he's going to bring in his Gallade. I'm figuring I should be able to live any one hit unless he's got something crazy like Leaf Blade or X-Scissor, which both are kind of rare, I would go to say, but he's just going to end up going for the Stone Edge. I'm guessing he's Choice Banded, judging from the damage, and not only that, but the fact that he has Stone Edge, so I'm just going to go straight for the Side Shock, and I will be able to one-shot this thing as well, which is kind of crazy if you think about all I needed to ensure that KO was the 6% that Stealth Rocks provided me. And now he's going to switch into his Bouffalon. He's going to run at that point because he knows that he doesn't have anything left really that wants to take a Specs Shock. Even though Bouffalon would have been able to finish me off with a Mega Horn, I could have easily brought in Entei, just Flare Blitz the crap out of everything he had left. So good game, Elo. I had a lot of fun. Leo, I love your team to death. Specs power. Woo! So, anyways, small quick updates. I'm almost done school, so I think I've got like 2 weeks left, so I will be able to upload more, battle more, all that good stuff. I guess the other thing is that, yeah, I think that's really it. I have other stuff backed up. I just felt like doing a quick match today because, honestly, I didn't feel like narrating a long match, and a lot of my stuff is pretty long, I'm not gonna lie, but that will also be coming your way, so, I'm all done rambling. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys later, so until then, guys, bye.